Welcome to Hashtag WrestlePals, your weekly dose of ... stupid. And I'm your stupid Hashtag WrestlePal, Justin. Hi, guys. What's shaking, everybody? Really bad week to be a podcast that's live on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. Really great week for wrestling. And as Joe pointed out in the chat, here, let me bring that up real quick. Let's see. We got opening night for Caps, so NHL and MLB wildcard playoffs, and apparently American Horror Story 1984. Brian Jaiman says he's trying to watch AEW and the Blues, so more NHL. Not a great night to be a podcast. It's also not a great night for me because I'm stupid and forgot to hit record. It's all right. Better late than never. It's all right. Forget it. Whatever's happening there, I need that to not happen. So forget that. All right. The Caps are losing to the Blues. A little trash talking. So, it's already been alluded to many times, many ways. Said it once. I'm sure I've heard it twice. My dad used to give me all of this advice. It's the start of the Wednesday Night War. And that means AEW is going head-to-head with NXT. And I cannot wait to be able to watch both. I will watch NXT first, probably. Although I did hear some good news that apparently TNT is going to be replaying AEW Dynamite. Oh, that's where that's coming from. You're a real pro, Justin. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I heard AEW Dynamite is going to be replaying a la Nitro. It's going to be replaying from at midnight or 10 to midnight or something. It's going to be replaying again later in the evening, which that's good news for me because, again, I'm here doing the show, so I can't exactly watch the whole thing from 8 to 10. With NXT, I noticed that over the last few weeks, they were doing the second hour was on the network, so it would be immediately available the next day. And then I think it would be by Friday or Saturday, the whole show was there. So hopefully that remains. Hopefully come Friday, I'll be able to watch all of NXT. Hey, Chris. What's shaking, Jack? I probably will not do a long show today, but I definitely wanted to talk about already some changes in the WWE, and on Raw, a very noticeably different show, different set, different logo, different commentary team. I don't know if that got announced after last week's show or if we just never got to it last week, but interesting commentary team there. You've got Jerry Lawler, 6 hours straight of Justin, minus 5 hours. I'll be lucky to make it to 40 minutes, mostly because I don't want to talk for longer than 40 minutes. At least today, anyway. I can't talk about wrestling by myself for that long. I just can't. And there's too much wrestling to watch right now at this point. Like, as far as there's things I need to do. As I understand it, Justin, these split NXT shows are only going to be for a few more weeks. Yeah, actually, I don't think they do it tonight either. I think it was just for those first 2 weeks. But I'm just wondering, when do the whole episodes hit the network? Because, again, I'm here. I'm not going to be able to watch it. Usually I would watch NXT the next Thursday. I would come home from WrestlePals. Sometimes I would watch it right then and there, but oftentimes it'd be after midnight, and I'm not trying to sit there and watch more wrestling at 12:30, 1 o'clock. So I'd just wait until after work Thursday or Thursday morning. I used to have Thursdays off. Yeah, no, it's live 2 hours tonight, right? So I'm hoping that the deal remains the same. Just a couple days, Thursday, Friday, maybe Saturday before the whole episode hits the network. You know, it's only an hour and a half, but look, I don't want to miss it. I like watching NXT, and this is going to be a big one, or this has been a big one. They opened with Cole and Riddle. The NXT Championship was the opening match tonight, and I was getting ready, trying to set some stuff up here. I'm getting closer, guys. Like the setup, you guys can't tell because I pulled in a little tighter to me, but WWE don't want people flipping back and forth, limited commercial breaks. Well, yeah, and it's technically it's technically the premiere for them because they did the 1 hour the last 2 weeks. This was the big 2 hour premiere. I mean, yeah, it's absolutely in an attempt to not get people to switch, but should they not do that? I mean, that's what I would do. If I was good at this, I would want you to not switch off of our show and go watch some other one and then come back. But I do think, like I said earlier, that it's if Dynamite is going to show again later, I think that's a good thing. In all honesty, I used to think it was silly when Nitro did it because it was advantageous for me because I could just watch Raw and then go watch Nitro later. Best of both worlds for me. But in today's age, not everybody's going to be around the TV at 8 o'clock, and most people probably have DVRs, but I don't. And if it's going to be on again from 10 to midnight or midnight to 2, whatever it's going to be, I'm in. I'll try to catch the replay. It's much more likely for me to try to catch it when it's live or the initial replay than trying to dig it up online somewhere, because I'm sure that's not going to happen. Unless I think maybe they might be putting it on BR Live or something. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to buy into another paywall. I might. I'm just not sold on it yet, and that's not their fault. Their show just started, so that's not their fault. That's on me. But everything I've seen so far, I haven't bought in. So here in Canada, I'll use Raw as an example, but up here they show something like Raw live from 7 to 10 and then a replay from 11 to 2. Okay. So for me, if it was midnight to 2, they'd be pushing it, but I'd be willing to do that. I'd be willing to stay up a little later to catch AEW live. To catch the replay. And because I know that NXT will hit the network in 2-3 days, and I'll watch that there. I think that is my least favorite thing about NXT making the leap off of the network to USA is the fact that it's not going to be readily available for me when I'm ready to watch it, usually. Because, again, I'd usually watch it on Thursday. It will not be available tomorrow, likely. That'd be cool if it was, but I'm not expecting it to. And, I'll let you know next week. Maybe it will be. But Raw had some pretty big... I like the new layout. I like the new theme. I like the new logo. I like the new commentary team. I think they need some more time to gel. I think King is there to kind of be some glue, like somebody who's done it a lot in order to kind of help line these other two up. I know both of them, both Dio and Vic, have been doing 205 Live. Dio Madden just came over like a month ago, if that, over to 205. But Vic's been doing 205 and NXT UK for better part of a year and a half. Well, how long has NXT UK been around? I want to skateboard the new Titantron. The Titantron looks pretty neat. I do have to say that. That does look pretty nifty. I'm into it. And interesting. So my first takeaway was the show was very boom, boom, boom. I like that. I very much like that. Was everything perfect? No, not even close. Was there plenty of stuff that I was kind of like, eh? Yeah, but they moved on to the next thing fast. Often, it felt like a cohesive show. Like Nathan and I have talked about that a million times. I want it to feel like a universe. I want it to feel like this person can cross paths with this person, and they should cross paths with each other because they're in the same universe. And it very much felt like that. I'm confused as to why Brock attacked Mysterio, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that was awesome. It was freaking awesome. That was an awesome way to start the show. Watching Mysterio get destroyed and then watching him destroy Dominic. I mean, I loved that. Brock was looking borderline mental issue. Yeah, he was insane. And yeah, I saw that same thing about Lawler. He's probably going to be something temporary. I saw Mickie James has been doing commentary for Main Event, which is pretty neat. She's a vet, and it'd be pretty neat to see if she could do it. I don't know if she's 100% recovered. I think she had another knee surgery, so maybe at least while she's recovering, maybe she's just doing that in the interim. But I'd be very interested to see if she could do it. I'm really interested in seeing how Cole Graves and Renee work on SmackDown. Okay, so the rumor attacking Ray and Dominic is supposed to eventually bring Cain Velasquez in if they're able to manage it. Okay. Well, I guess I'll see how that plays out, because I'm not going to lie, I was pretty much looking forward to Seth versus Ray. I thought that was a neat one that they kind of pulled out, and it's like, all right, well, I'm in for that. Obviously we're not getting that. Another, the way they closed the show, again, it's for 3 hours. Like, if for once the 3 hours didn't feel excessive, it didn't feel long, it felt full, it felt meaningful, it felt like it had purpose. Again, was everything perfect? No, not even close. Was there plenty of stuff to easily forget? Yeah, sure. But it felt intent. Like, I felt there was an intent. I felt like there was a sense of urgency, like, we need to get this done. And I enjoyed Rusev challenging Rollins, after saving Rollins. And they had a decent little match at first until Bobby Lashley comes out and makes out with Lana. I don't get it, but I'm willing to go for this ride, because you just put Rusev in a main event segment. So that's exciting to me. A guy I really like getting a pretty big return. And it's weird, sure. But where are they going? I'm willing to see. And then, of course, you've got The Fiend coming out and attacking Seth Rollins again, or finally, depending on how you look at it, because he's kind of been attacking around Seth the last few weeks. And we're not allowed to have nice things, guys. I don't know if you guys have known this, or if you've noticed this, but people are already turning on The Fiend, saying that it's too much. I also saw the ratings for Raw this week, and I shook my head. Man, I don't care. I'm not a network exec. An average of 2.5 mil, that's a lot of people. I know it's not as high as it used to be, but I'd kill to have 2.5 million people watching my show right now. That'd be insane. But it was a good show. Like, no one can talk me off of that. I enjoyed 3 hours of Raw for once, because usually it's long. It's just too long, and it didn't feel long. And for Raw to not feel long, that's a big improvement. And I dig the direction. I think we saw a lot of faces that we haven't seen in prominent roles. I think we're going to get to see a lot of people. It's the highest it's been in a long time. Okay. I'm for it. I don't know. I rarely pay attention to that stuff. I see the numbers get thrown around, and I skip right past them, because that stuff bores me. It doesn't prove how good or bad the show is, to me anyway. I enjoy it, and I try to enjoy it every week, because I'm watching it. And why watch it if I'm not going to enjoy it? If I don't, I turn it off. But I'm really looking forward to SmackDown. Justin ain't got no time for numbers. What do I look like? I count? I can't count. 1, 2, 3. ah. Man, I don't know. It's only Wednesday and it feels like it's like Saturday, dude. I know you guys can feel that. It's just been a long week. Um, and I forgot to hit record over here, which I told you guys earlier. So that's fun. So I'm just gonna have to rip the audio. I'm not gonna talk for long. So who y'all got? Like, are you guys gonna be watching both the NXT and AEW? I'm gonna try. Like I said, if I miss the replay of AEW tonight, I'm gonna see if I can find Dynamite somewhere online. And I will absolutely continue watching NXT. But SmackDown's the one that I'm intrigued by because it's starting to get a lot of A-show treatment. We know Brock is going to be there, but after what happened Monday, does Brock still get his shot at Kofi? Is that going to get taken away? I don't know. The Rock is going to be there, which it's always a good time to see The Rock. That's huge. That's huge. Chris said he'll be watching both tomorrow, but he's got to leave for work right at start time. And Christopher Brown says, I'm thinking about it, but I'm unsure. What else have they announced for SmackDown? The tag match between the 4 Horsewomen, right? I know that the idea is a more sports-like presentation with SmackDown, which really has me wondering about like how the drafts are going to pull out, because if you're looking at a more sports-like, then Brock is obviously going to be the guy, right? Guys like Kofi, very talented, very athletic, but guys like the New Day, just in general, I feel like probably fit better on Raw if SmackDown's going to be more sports. The Revival probably stay put on SmackDown, which is exciting, which means they're going to get to wrestle, which that is super duper exciting. Who else has that more sports-like presentation? Maybe a Cesaro, like it's more about athleticism. Seth, again, very athletic. I've been thinking a lot about Seth. I don't dislike Seth. I like Seth a lot. But I feel like Seth is going to end up being, and look, Bret Hart is my favorite wrestler of all time. But when you talk to people about Bret Hart, a lot of people go, yeah, well, he was boring. And, especially like on the mic, he's never like a top mic guy, except for when he was heel, that heel run, in 97, like before he left, that was top notch. But his babyface run, like he was never great on the mic. He was a very talented wrestler and he was the guy, but I feel like Seth is kind of falling into that same role where very capable, solid performer. You're never going to get a bad match from Seth. He needs to be a heel. Yeah, maybe. Maybe that's where we're going here. I still liked fired up babyface first Intercontinental Championship run Rollins. He was the hottest babyface in the company. He was the hottest property in the company when he first won the Intercontinental Championship coming out of WrestleMania last year. And he was doing the open challenges, like he couldn't be he couldn't be touched. He was, everything he was doing, he was setting on fire. And then they ran him up against McIntyre and Ziggler, which should be, a ticket to write money. Like, this should be, here you go. Let's start writing all these blank checks. Like, here's some cash. And for whatever reason, it didn't. Well, we know why it didn't work, because it turned into a Shield reunion and blah, 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 so on and so forth. And it got cooled down. And then here we are with him. Again, I still like the guy a lot, but you have The Fiend, who is, by all accounts, a bad guy, but Bray Wyatt never really got booed. Like, he was saying bad guy things, but he wasn't a baby face, but he was a bad guy that was getting a good guy reaction. We're here. and the Fireflies, all that, babyface reaction. Now, even as The Fiend, he's technically doing more bad guy stuff now, but nobody's booing him. He's getting more chance than ever. He has specified chance. Yowie Wowie was, again, specifically for him. The Fireflies still come out, and he gets a lot of holy shit reactions. So technically, he's a bad guy, but he's not much of a bad guy, and he's not getting bad guy reactions. So I don't know where we go with him. Obviously, they didn't take the championship off of Seth, so that's still a championship match on Sunday, which is interesting. Is there a way to make the Fiend lose without losing steam? To me, I don't feel like there is. But is he the type that needs that championship? He hasn't said a word about that championship. It's all about hurting Seth. So, I don't know, man. Let's see. I hate that they're basically jobbing out Bliss and Cross to bump up Sasha. I agree, because they had done a really good job of propping up Bliss and Cross over the time. Just even when Sasha first came back, they did a really good job of propping and building them up. Ultimately, I didn't have a problem with Alexa losing that match against Sasha. Oh, that's my tablet. It heard me. I don't know what I said, but I said something that made it go off. But it's really, for the Boston Hug connection to prop them up. There's nobody else on the roster you can do that with. You already had Sasha trashing those championships when she came back, which I hate for the right reasons, but also feel like that isn't something you should say. And then immediately squash the champions down. I guess the rest of the division needs to catch up to Bliss and Cross, but at this point, you should still be heating them up. It's mind-boggling. Yeah, I don't like to question that stuff because usually good matches come out of it, but very questionable to say the least. But that was a hot open too because, well, it was right off the back. It was right off the back of Brock beating up Rey and Dominic. They went right into Bliss and Sasha, who had, a couple minutes before Sasha ended up pinning Alexa, and then the big fight between. Whatever I'm saying is getting picked up over there on Mr. Tablet over there. So many women in the back that can use the screen time. Absolutely. Which, did I not see the 24/7 championship on Monday? With Carmella being the champion? Maybe it just got buried under so many other things, which is possible. I'm looking forward to Sunday for sure. It's gonna be a good show. I don't know what's gonna happen, and then we have whatever's gonna happen Monday, and then the draft is next Friday. The first part of the draft is next Friday, and so the real new look of WWE starts next Friday. Like this is what SmackDown's gonna look like. Then the following Monday, this is what Raw is gonna look like. As we build into first Crown Jewel, and then I'm not sure what is right after Crown Jewel. Maybe Survivor Series, actually. Yeah, because if Hell in a Cell is October, so if Hell in a Cell, then Crown Jewel, and then Survivor Series will be a couple weeks past that, I'm sure. So I do think that that's an interesting way. Oh, yeah, duh. You're right, Jenny, because I keep saying blank Bliss. Duh. I are smart. I are super smart. But anywho, Crown Jewel. It's an interesting way to use Flair and Hogan for sure. Am I in love with it? Not by any stretch of the imagination. But for a show like that, I think that's good use of all your players. I think the less of a deal you make out of it, the better. Although the last one, what the hell was the last one? I thought the last one was Crown Jewel too. No, it was Super Showdown. The Super Showdown one in Saudi earlier this year. It was a decent pay-per-view. Like, it shouldn't have been, but it ended up being okay. Other than Undertaker and Goldberg, which was fine until the thing happened. It was fine until it wasn't. Yeah, I think I'm running out of steam, guys, for sure. I need to drink something, and there's just, unfortunately, just not a lot to talk about right now, because all the stuff that to talk about is like happening right now, with Dynamite happening right now, with NXT happening right now. Like, that's the stuff to talk about, and I can't because I'm me do program. But I do think I want to try and maybe posse up later, since I'm getting out of here earlier. I got more of my stuff set up here, which I feel good about, and I need to drink some water, guys. So I think I'm going to get out of here. I think you guys are tired of hearing me too. So I'll say this, because I didn't mass share this. If you're into it, if you're into this program, you're into like watching this get bigger, better, I'll say this. Something bigger and better is coming up. I can't see my thumbs. Something bigger and better is coming. It's definitely bigger. It's just going to be a neat idea that I'm getting ready to do, and I want everybody to be in on it. Like, I want everybody to watch it when it happens. And if you want to be involved in all the stupid stuff that I do, is I'm enjoying the show. Well, thank you, but I am stuttering. I'm a mess. I'm a mess, and I need to drink some water, and I didn't bring any up here. But patreon.com/oh hi Justin, $1 American a month. $1 American a month, and I would greatly appreciate that. You get everything I do before the rest of the world, basically, and there's 2 Patreon exclusive podcasts daily. The After School podcast, which is me and my kids, and we talk about their day at school. And then there is the yeah, you can't bring me some water. And then there's the Oh Hi Justin podcast, which is whenever I'm thinking about. Hopefully these ghouls getting back on track here soon. I've tracked some guitars. I've been playing my guitar at an appropriate volume lately, so I might retrack some guitars at a louder volume, make it sound much more better. Because, I don't know, it felt really good playing my guitar loudly. It felt really, really good. So I like that, and I think it sounded better. So maybe I'll do that. But all that, and whatever other podcasts I'm doing, Deprogrammed, Wrestle Pals, your music show, play Oswald Cobblepot. I actually remember how to play some of that because it was all in drop D. I could always ask DJ. I wanted to keep that song Oswald Cobblepot, but we ended up calling it Yellow Pages. What are you gonna do? You can't win every battle. You also can't get Evan to dance in a diaper in a Waffle House for a music video. Kids these days. What are you gonna do for that same video? But that's it. As you can tell, I'm absolutely I'm done for. I've got nothing left in the tank. But I think I am going to posse up, I think. Here, where's this? Get a little of that. Or don't. That's fine. But yeah, I'll make this one. I don't think I have any stale CDs. I don't think I have any stale CDs at all, man. If I do, I'll dig it up and I'll load it up and I'll send you it. Actually, I was thinking about loading Erase Your Face up to Bandcamp. I had like several. Actually, Ronald bought some from Fantasy, and I had a copy, and then I either lost it or lent it out and never got it back. I'll have to look. I'll dig. I'll see if I might have one. I'll see. But anywho, that was your week of stupid, and I'll try to think of stuff for next week just in case. But hopefully we'll be at full strength again next week, so it's not just stumbling, bumbling me. I mean, thank you, Brian. I do my best, or I try my best at least. I hope everybody has a good week, and you know what? God damn hashtag WrestlePals.
We some southern boys with the farmer strength. Ain't nobody man enough to feel the pain. And you could be next. You better give respect. 'Cause ain't nobody breaking this redneck.
I lost my keys and my little dog is bone. So I pick him up and I'm gonna carry home. But he a mean dog, bit me in the spare rib. And I'm take him home, put him in the baby crib. Yeah, I don't know the words, AJ Styles. You know who you are? You're phenomenal. Phenomenal.